Hey guys, Gaddock Teeg here, bringing you a story mode Scum and Villainy boss guide. In this video we'll take a look at the Operation 6th encounter with the Cartel Warlords. This encounter is very similar to Sif's Hyrat and Kelsara in Terror from Beyond, so if your group has experience with that fight, they will have a leg up in this one. Like that encounter, whenever one of the 4 bosses is defeated, the other remaining combatants will be healed back to full health. Also, as you defeat each boss, the remaining bosses will become more and more powerful, executing different abilities as fewer remain. Unlike the Dreadguard trio, there are a few different kill orders you can use to tackle this encounter, but in this video I'll cover the one my group has found the easiest and most successful. My group kills Sergeant Horik first, Sunder second, Villas Gar, and then Teeg last. Captain Horik and Villas Gar are immune to taunts and cannot be tanked, so your 2 tanks should focus on Teeg and Sunder. Sunder hits like a truck even on a tank, so he must be kited the entire time he is alive. Because of this, it is easiest if you put a Shadow or Power Tech tank on him. Teeg is ideally tanked by a Guardian or Juggernaut, because their high number of defensive cooldowns will be useful in the final phase. When your group engages, all DPS, including melee, should set up in a wide circle around Horik, focusing him down. Periodically, he will cast Spray and Pray, unleashing blaster fire at random raid members. This is a thin cone attack that does not follow the player targeted, so that player and anyone in the same line as that player should sidestep a few feet to avoid the damage. At the same time, Villas will be popping in and out of stealth to deal damage to random raid members. Healers will have to heal through this damage. The tank assigned to Sunder should be kiting him in a big circle around the room, and the tank on Teeg can park him where he stands to get aggro, and then join melee DPS on Horik. Both tanks should be aware of where Horik is firing and should avoid the cone just like DPS and healers. Once Captain Horik is defeated, DPS should switch over to Sunder. Each boss will gain a new ability at this point. Sunder will begin casting Fixate, which causes him to drop aggro and begin chasing a random raid member around the room until he is taunted. This can and will target melee, so as soon as melee DPS sees a Fixate cast bar, they should run away from Sunder until he picks a target. The player targeted should continue to run away from Sunder until the tank can taunt. The rest of the melee DPS can jump back in and keep attacking. Fixate is cast more frequently than the tank's taunt cooldown by about 2 seconds, so be prepared to kite him for about that long. Sunder will 2-shot DPS, so running as soon as Fixate begins casting is critical to avoid being killed. Once Sunder is defeated, DPS and the free tank should attack Villas. Villas will gain the ability Surprise Shanking. In addition to popping in and out of stealth to attack, his attacks will stun the affected player for the duration. CC breaking abilities can be used to avoid being stunned. If a healer is affected, tank should pop a defensive cooldown to help the healers while one is down. It's also nice to note he does not go invulnerable while he's invisible, so you can continue to attack him even if he's nowhere to be found. This is probably the easiest part of the fight, so use this time to regen resources and reset defensive and offensive cooldowns. Once Villas Gar bites it, the fun part begins. 3 mini Teegs will spawn at the opposite ends of the room. These adds are immune to taunt and will attack random raid members at any range. On top of this, Teeg will gain a stacking debuff that increases damage done by 10% per stack with no maximum. This is a burn phase. Pop offensive cooldowns on scrambling fields. Tanks should use 1 cooldown at a time, starting at around 5 stacks, saving strongest cooldowns for last. If the first tank runs out of cooldowns, the second can taunt off and cycle through their own. The raid should be completely grouped up for this for AoE heals. This phase is very hectic, but also pretty fun. After you have defeated Teeg, kill the minions and the encounter is complete. That's all there is to know about the Cartel Warlords. I hope you found this video helpful and continue to check back for more Scum and Villainy boss guides. Thanks for watching.